Hello, my name is Stephan. I'm happy to speak at DevOps Enterprise Summit again. I already introduced parts of our DevOps and cloud transformation story in earlier conferences. Today, I would like to tell you about our idea of leaving nobody behind in our transformation. I start with a short introduction to give you an understanding of our setup. I will then introduce technical patterns that we apply, as well as organizational development patterns. I will give a general understanding of how we share knowledge in our environment and conclude with some takeaways. Hermes Europe, which is our mother company, is the largest post-independent parcel company in Europe. I am part of Hermes Germany. Here we take care of the parcel delivery in Germany to both doorstep and more than 16,000 Hermes parcel shops. I'm working at Hermes as a head of development, and I am responsible for the customer IT. At Hermes, technology plays an important role because we need to adapt to an always changing market, which is growing with 5 to 10% per year for the last decades. DevOps as a culture plays an important role for us with the principles of automation, measurement, and sharing knowledge. And delivering as continuously as possible is one of the most important aspects we have. We set that as a strategic goal in 2017, which means that we are now in our 5th year of transformation of following these paths, and we are quite happy with the results that we find. Overall, we see a good increase in delivery speed. And on the other hand, the incidents decreased. And due to these circumstances and the pervasive cloud technology and automation we now have in place, our people feel safe to change and deploy their respective application whenever necessary. So we have a high degree of freedom concerning the processes. So we generally progress well. However, in an organization of about 30 to 35 product teams in total, it is not the same everywhere. And we asked ourselves, how can every team participate in the transformation easily? Is this possible at all? And do we see a speed increase everywhere? And the answer is, we found that teams are running and transforming at different speeds. To some degree, this is probably natural for a large organization. So we asked ourselves if this is something to pay special attention to, or if we just wait and see what happens. And we decided against wait and see. And you probably remember the famous two-speed IT metaphor, which was coined 5 to 10 years ago when technological innovation around cloud was still in its early stages. And we are convinced that taking this route makes it really difficult to have a healthy tech culture, and even more difficult to have a healthy tech organization. It makes things complicated, since you always have to argue in which context, which approach applies or not. But foremost, we don't want any losers in our transformation. We don't want to have anyone being left behind. We want everyone in the same working system, at least to some degree, as much as possible. And this is a hard way. It's not the easy path, since it takes extra dedication. But from our point of view, this is worth it. I will introduce you to the things that we discovered and the patterns that we are using to deal with this. Before kicking off, a short disclaimer. In my presentation, I reused the terms slow system and slow system team and fast system team. I'm clearly not using this in my day-to-day work. And this is also here not meant to stigmatize the teams. This is why I mentioned this now explicitly. I just needed some terms to describe the situations for you so that you can easily understand it. And the question we had, why are some teams slower than other teams? And we found two main reasons for that. Reason one is overly complex logic. Some teams have too many domains addressed in their application, too many business contexts. And this often comes with lots of dependencies that are then hard to manage. And the second thing is that a particular release is often made difficult by complicated testing. The necessary scope might be too large because there are too many dependencies, or the landscape that is needed to conduct the testing is too hard to set up. Reason one. And reason two is the technical setup. Often, slow teams come with a certain age. I will not use the term legacy because I think that is not really fair. Thus, the technological foundation of such slow